After the Second World War, the Philippine Navy emerged from the ashes of war and became one of the strongest naval powers in Asia, next to Japan. With most of its ex-US Navy assets turned over to the Philippine government, the Philippine Navy was the strongest among its Southeast Asian neighbors at that time. But as time went by, these assets went through the process of wear and tear. As a result, the Navy fell behind the times. Despite such challenges, the Philippine Navy still strived to accomplish its tasks. Terrorism, territorial intrusions, and disasters called for the Navy's action. With the aging assets, modernization has never been so urgent. The Philippine Navy is a major branch of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, whose mandate is to protect the maritime domain of the state. It plays a huge role in protecting the Filipino people, exercising sovereignty over our national territory, and protecting the state from both internal and external threats. Nation building is also one of the Navy's biggest roles. The aftermath of disasters and other hostilities dislocated innocent civilians from their normal lives, thus hindering progress and peace. Our Philippine Navy helps communities to rise again on their feet by building schools, bridges, and other vital infrastructures in order to resume the normalcy of their lives. The passing of the AFP Modernization Law helped the Philippine Navy acquire its much-needed attention to jumpstart its way ahead. After laying down a comprehensive modernization procurement plan, a list of assets to be acquired was mapped out based on the pressing needs of the organization. In preparation for the upcoming assets, the human capital strategy was designed to recruit, train, and prepare incoming officers and enlisted personnel for their projected duties and responsibilities, both on shore and shipboard assignments. The naval forces across the country were reorganized for such reason. Sources of funds for modernization were carefully studied and deliberated to sustain the ongoing capability enhancements. Additional funding provided the Navy with a major boost to enhance its operational capabilities further. The acquisition of the former U.S. Coast Guard cutters, Hamilton and Dallas, increased the operating range of the Philippine Navy into the high seas. It also provided the Navy with the vital learning platforms to understand the considerations needed in acquiring new technology-based capabilities, providing an ideal transition program for the integration of its current operating platforms into modern ones. Moreover, the landing dock, amphibious assault vehicles, and other advanced weapon systems, which are nearing completion, will not only expand the Navy's operational capabilities, but also enable our sailors to interoperate alongside with the modern navies of other nations. As an organization of good governance, the Navy made sure that the taxpayers' hard-earned money would not go into waste. New assets to be acquired are carefully studied, planned out, and tested to ensure maximum performance at the least cost possible. Standardization and streamlining of processes and procedures paved the way for the Navy to be ISO certified, the first in the Armed Forces of the Philippines. The support of the Filipino people has played a major role in realizing the Philippine Navy's vision to become a strong and credible sentinel of the sovereignty of our nation. The Navy today has made drastic improvements from what it was in the past. It has become more responsive and continues to hone its capabilities in the service of the Filipino nation. highly motivated personnel, responsive organization, efficient management of resources, improvement of capabilities, and accomplishment of the mission are the main focus of the Navy as it ushers in its 118th year in protecting our maritime nation. As the Navy focuses on territorial defense, more assets in compliance to its strategy are in the pipeline as it becomes a stronger and a more credible Navy that our nation will be proud of. The Navy continues to sail on and improve to secure our maritime domain, and with the continuous support of the Filipino people, a strong and credible Navy will be achieved. Our Philippine Navy has improved, not because of its own, but through your continuous unwavering support. Its role to protect our rich and vast maritime resources is so daunting, it cannot be accomplished on its own. It is made possible by the efforts of every Filipino. Support our people. Support our nation. Support our Philippine Navy.